There's a great awakening going on right now.
Almost the entire world population is about to have an awakening like we have never had before.
Welcome to the Great Awakening. And I know a lot of you probably want to know what it is that you can look for upon starting off on this new journey.
Are you starting to notice how fast the darkness is being dragged into the light? It feels like every week another layer peels back.
What is up, everybody? I'm Johnny Blacklight, and today I just want to talk a little bit about this great awakening of 2025. These days, in certain circles on the internet, especially the places online that I like to look into, you can't not see something pertaining to it. So many people this past year seemingly have woken up to what's really going on, or at the very least are figuring out that what they think they know about how the world works might not necessarily be the whole story, or it may even be completely fabricated. I myself am right there looking into it as well. I've always leaned towards the conspiracy stuff. I felt very Mulder-brained for an extremely long time now, being into unsolved mysteries, X-Files, anything cryptid or unexplained that I could get my hands on back when I was a kid. Dabbled here and there throughout early adulthood. But around the time the Q stuff hit and things were getting really fired up with some certain heavy topics, I was pretty well immersed in work and life stuff, so I had personally kind of stepped back from it for a bit. The rest of the tinfoil hat world most definitely did not. But with all this file talk going on the past couple years or so, I found myself pulled back into it with a quickness, here this past year especially. There's quite a few aspects to this I'd like to get into, the first being that odd, off feeling many people report feeling, starting around 2020 and lingering for many ever since. That was definitely something I personally had been dealing with up until recently. It's weird, man. It's so hard to put my finger on, but ever since around 2020, nothing feels quite right. Like some kind of shift or something, man. I don't know. But for me, things were just kind of off somehow. Soulless, maybe? Like the joy had just been kind of sucked out of everything pretty much. And then I started to think maybe it was some kind of like collective consciousness thing. Like when we all went through it back simultaneously in 2020, there was a lot of wild stuff on pretty much everybody's minds. So maybe we were all in some kind of like collective funk, and maybe some people are still trapped in that cycle. But I don't know, man, about a year or so ago, maybe a bit longer, I became hyper aware of it and decided enough was enough. When I feel like I finally kind of broke the monotony of things, kind of woke up to the fact that things just felt off and I was over it, I decided to focus on redirecting my mind towards older, more personal interests and things I felt like I'd been drawn towards forever and felt like I'd just been putting off. So that's what did it for me here recently, was diving back into a ton of old school, childlike wonder type stuff, like pretty much anything nostalgic for me personally. And also just kind of going after some life aspiration stuff that felt most important. I noticed too, man, kind of waking up to this whole system being broken or not what it seems is kind of freeing in a weird way that I can't quite put into words. It's like now that my eyes are open to, honestly, a shit ton of propaganda, really. It's almost like freed up a ton of space and energy to put towards some personal, like more passion project kind of things I want to do. YouTube, writing, getting back into fitness a little bit, stuff like that. And I think that's a massive part of this huge wake up that people are having. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it type of shit. You know what I mean? And now that it's becoming blatantly obvious that things are not what they seem, and a ton of propaganda from all sides is building a narrative for us to eat up, while it slowly and mechanically divides us not only from each other, but from our own personal selves. People becoming a living embodiment of a soulless machine, losing their sense of self based on said propaganda. And I think now with the internet, the ability to archive things and look into it being easier than ever, the amount of people seemingly waking up to it all is definitely jumping up. The powers that be have lost the trust of the people, man, that's for sure. That seems to be fueling the fires of these so-called conspiracies. And this stuff is all over the place now, man. They even be like, yeah, dude, aliens are real. And everybody's just like, yeah, whatever, man, I don't believe you. It's comically ridiculous at this point when it comes to what's going on with our trust issues, man. It's wild. I think after even just the little bits and pieces of these files that we have gotten, people know that this two-party system here is a joke, and we're essentially watching wrestling. One will play the heel, one will play the face, one takes this group of people, one will take the other. Sometimes they switch sides, heel turns and whatnot, and they're all buddies who hang out and kick it, and allegedly do weird ritualistic shit together. Allegedly. Plus, some believe that this goes even deeper than that, and it's like literally the entire world. History of events, places, space, the ocean. Everything is sus. And I love it, man. I'm eating it up, dude. Shit's wild. I love this kind of stuff. That's what this channel is all about. I could look into these rabbit holes for days, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and just dedicate this channel to the unknown. There's a sea of different shit pertaining to all these theories out there, man. It's so wild. But also, I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers. I don't think I'll ever actually find out the truth to the world or whatever. But damn, is it fun and interesting to look into. And that's, I think, what gives it that wonder and makes it such an immersive thing. Because you can bounce around different rabbit holes, some more fun and some more spooky, like cryptids and interdimensional stuff and whatnot. That kind of stuff is my personal favorite. But I do also like to go to the deep end sometimes and look into the darker stuff. It can get a little bit more dangerous there, what with the risk of like losing your channel or your page or something, or worse, your sanity, or even worse than that, if you know what I mean. That side of things gets so intensely dark that it can have you not wanting to get out of bed sometimes, or make you want to just like uproot your entire family and go live in a fucking log cabin somewhere. So I personally try to mostly keep it fun, but I can't help myself, man. Sometimes I gotta dig into this like ball worshipping Illuminati shit from time to time, man. I can't help it. I just try to remember to make sure to touch some grass and hang out with family, keep my mind busy on like things that are personally productive for me, and most importantly, fun. And the conspiracy rabbit hole diving is fun, but it can lead to some not so fun places. Some existential dread, anxiety, the usual. So you gotta be careful with that, man. Well, you don't gotta, but I'd suggest that maybe you should. But yeah, man, I can't help but notice that my algorithm is completely cooked, or improved now with a bombardment of awakened folk. What do you think it is, man? Do you think it was the files that were the last straw? Do you think it's the internet and the waves of information, some legit, some maybe not so much, that has people waking up? Was it the world being turned upside down in 2020 that did it? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, man, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and address this awakening situation with some like-minded folk. See what the general consensus is with everything going on. But yeah, that's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Johnny Blacklight. Subscribe for more. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.